Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with a Lip, and I am back with a little bit more of a Most Fearful Sacrifice by Flying Pig Games by Mr. Herman Lutman. Love the guy. Good people. All right, so we're going to jump right back into where we left off. We just finished off with our preliminary bombardment phase. And just to update on that, because I did talk to Mr. Herman in the last interview we were doing, and I was looking at these little buildings here, and the building this guy was standing on, because all of them are on buildings over here, and I counted that as town terrain. It is not town terrain. It actually is annotated on the player aid here, but town stuff, the town is considered to be Gettysburg. All right, so the main town, the big boy, right over here. So this is town hex. All the other little buildings over there are not considered town hex. So they should not have had those negative shifts, column shifts that they had, but I did apply them on both sides. It ended up not mattering because the die rolls were shit regardless. So I don't think it really would have changed anything that happened anyway. But just so you guys know, the little buildings that are drawn here don't count as towns, so keep that in mind. The map looks great, but not all of it is counted. I did miss that, and it is annotated on the player aid, so that was just me not paying attention and missing it. Sorry. Also, I'm switching to some different dice. These are gravity dice. If you don't know what gravity dice are the ones that are perfectly weighted so that they roll better, and I'm not hating on their dice per se, but they're not gravity dice, and I was having some bad rolls with them. They were all horrible. So since this is red, gray, and green, we're going to do red as red. The grayish one here is the black, because that makes sense. And green we're just going to use as our white die. So I'm going to use these gravity dice instead. And just in case you're curious, these are from Lock and Load Publishing. They've got a couple of different sets of gravity dice that you can get. And I love this little bullet dice thing. I love this. I do have another set from them, but they're only 2 colors, which wouldn't work for my purposes. But this is a set of 3 colors, which will work for my purposes. All right, as far as our player aid goes, now we are into the, where was I? Activation phase. So this is where we start doing the card draw, orders, firing steps, the normal stuff, okay? So when we're doing our little sequence of play, we've got our pre-command turn, preliminary bombardment, and then card draw, where all that cool stuff can start happening, where we're drawing mainly the core activation cards for stuff like that, but there are also the CIC, friction cards, fog of war cards, which you guys will see as they are drawn. So let's grab our first card here. Oh, and one more thing before I forget to mention it. I did miss Mr. Tibble here. I annotated it in the previous video, but we're not going to go back and undo it, but there was a cannon here. I was looking at these units down here, and I thought his other cannon was down there, not there. So that was my mistake, but no big deal. We'll keep pushing on. All right, so we've got our stack of cards. We'll draw our first one, and it is an event card for the Confederates. And since I'm playing solitaire, it doesn't matter, but if you aren't playing solitaire, you'll go back and forth, Union, Confederate, Union, Confederate. As far as drawing the cards, for me, it's not going to matter. This is a hold card, so it's either going to be play immediately or hold. And then don't forget, we have our default event down here. So this, any one unit may conduct a minimum move, which is basically 2 hexes by road, 1 hex by anything else, or fire combat. So cool stuff. It's a nice little just one-off. If you need that just little hex or just one last shot, you can use an event card for that. But this event card for our Confederates, play this event after the Union player has chosen an order for any one of his active brigades. Roll a die. 1 to 3, the Union brigade must be given a defend order. If Tyler, then the activated artillery brigade may only issue fire. Well, if I was the Confederates, I wouldn't want them to fire. 4 to 6, no effect. The Union player may choose any order normally. If a division group is activated, play this card normally, but apply the result only to the chosen brigade. I think I'm probably going to use this as just a default event. All right, just FYI, remember, this is Gimpy here, so we're not talking about extreme tactician. We're just lots of guns, move forward, shoot until they die type deal. So I'm going to use this for a default event. What I'm thinking is old dummy back here, he's off on his own. He's a little far back, but he is on a road. So I could get a couple hexes out of that. Boom, boom. Drop him down because this is level 6. This is level 5, I believe. Where's the number? Yep, right there's 5. So that's level 5. This is another slope down. That's level 4. So it's kind of like a little valley here. It slopes down, comes back up, slopes back down here, comes back up over here where these guys are. But if I push him up along this road, I can get him closer and get a little stuck in because the Confederates need to push in and get the Union guys before they can get a lot more coming in. So they got to get some casualties. And you guys, please bear with me. This is my first time using the blind sword system. So if I make a goof here or there, you know, don't hold it against me. Don't kill me. Don't eat my firstborn. All that type stuff. What do we got next? We have another. Did I shuffle? I know I shuffled this stuff. Another Confederate card. Okay. Let's see. Play immediately. So I have to play it. I don't get the choice. And now I can still use it as default event though. I can still, you know, move around. You have one of 2 options. Move a group of rebel infantry units only from the same division that are stacked with or adjacent to at least one other unit of that same group. Move all artillery units in 1 hex. This includes reinforcements that are arriving this turn. There are no reinforcements that are arriving this turn. The chosen units may all immediately move up to 6 movement points in any direction as if they are under a maneuver order. That's actually pretty good. This we're going to have to do a little digging on. I've got a couple of units of, I believe these guys are Davis. Who are they? Yeah, Davis up there. They're adjacent. So I can move them along. Maybe down over here, maybe get into this woods, move on, but I kind of wanted to move them all up kind of together, but I've got Davis there. I have another Davis here, but unfortunately, wait, they are all adjacent. So I could move all 3 of those guys, right? Only from the same division they're stacked with or adjacent to at least one of the unit of that same group. All right, so Davis, they're right here. They're underneath these cannons. So they could all move up. Maybe move them in a line along here. Okay, I got an idea. I don't know how good this is, but we're probably gonna try it. I'm thinking about maybe flanking around over here with the Davis Brigade and get into these 3 hexes. And the reason I'm not pushing up all the way is because since this is an event, I'm not doing an attack. I'm just getting like a maneuver, okay? So if I move them up, I could get them right here adjacent to these guys, right? There's a bunch of cavalry here, and they're not overly tough. And I've got 6 movement points. This is a lane, right? So we got lanes, and then major roads here. But with 1 Davis there, Davis, I could kind of chain them. Go right along here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement points, and this guy go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, get them all adjacent. That way, this cavalry, if they start to move forward, like down the hill charging, they're adjacent to at least a couple of my guys, and I can get some shots onto them defensively. I don't want to move up against these guys just yet because, again, they're doing a maneuver order, and it'll give them an opportunity fire. So we're going to do that. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to stop there. And then this Davis is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And down there. Yeah. That could work. And again, my general plan right now is to move up with the infantry, okay, down into this little valley while the cannons stay up on this ridge and provide covering fire over onto the Union Ridge. So basically, as they're up here, they either have to charge down in with their cavalry and attack my bunched up infantry over here, or fall back and not go on the attack, which means that the Confederates can move up and they'll take the ridge and be firing down on them, put them at a disadvantage, and give the cannons here time to maybe use this major road to move up over to this ridge. Anyway, that's my thought. We'll see how it pans out. All right, so let's draw our next card. What are we gonna have? And we got a Union thing, so now I gotta switch my mindset. Hold, so I get to hold this card for a little while. Play this event after a Confederate Corps activation card is drawn, which I hadn't even got a Corps activation card yet. And just before the command table die roll is made for that card. If the card is a first corps, Longstreet, or a third corps, Hill, which it's Hill right now, I do believe. Yeah, it is third corps, Hill, so this would apply. Then decrease both die by 1 each. Okay, yeah, that'll hurt them. If the card is second corps, Ewell, then decrease both die by 2. Or do I want the default event? I really don't think the default event would work for them. Well, could they do a fire? No, because they've got all this cavalry up over here. And they would have to do like a dismounted attack. So, and with a strength power of 1, that's not really going to do much. They can't fire past range 1 anyway, so they, by default down, they'd have to go there. See, yeah, none of them are on roads right now, so they're not going to get an extra movement point. The only one I could is up over here, and even if he moved up a couple of hexes, that's not going to do much, except maybe putting a guy here on this side of this bridge could do good, because they do have to cross this stream over here, because I've been using this bridge here, there's a lane here, and then the major road here. So that could slow them down. But no, I think I'm going to hold this card. I just got to make sure I throw it somewhere where I can remember it for the Union. That way they'll have that and they can hurt the Confederates when they do a corps activation. All right, so we got our deck. Let's draw our next card, see what we're going to have. And we've got the Fog of War card. So this one is a little different than what we've seen before. And as you guys can see there's a bunch that can happen on there. Chaos, wayward movement, fortunes of war, strategic options, so you get like a force march or something, or a general casualty can take place, which there are special stuff going on with the scenario in this. I think all the scenarios have that. So it's either a corps general or a division general can be a casualty. So we do have to roll both of our dice to determine which one of these it's going to be. All right, so remember for me, I'm using the black or the gray die as black and the green die as white. So let's see what we're gonna get. So that is a 26. A 26 is going to be wayward rebel movement. Choose a rebel unit and move it 1 hex. And that is the Union's guys doing that. So basically, Union's going to pick one guy and move him somewhere out of the way. Okay, so let's look. There is some good options. If I drop back one of these artillery, that will throw them off because now they'll have to spend some movement points to bring that artillery back up onto the ridge and get into a firing position. So I think that's what we're going to go with here. This is an 8 strength power. Yeah, this is an 8 strength power cannon. I don't care if it is smoothbore, that's still good. So we're going to drop him back. So this is level 6. That's level 5. Now he's back down behind the ridge. That's going to make it where the Confederates are going to have to pull him back up. They're going to have to waste time to bring him back up and make him viable. I like that. All right, my kids are starting to get loud, so I'm going to do one more card for this video, and then we'll finish off a little bit later. Let's go ahead and draw, see what we're going to get. We've got another, I was hoping to get a corps activation, but we'll do that on the next one. We've got another Union, no, not Union, this is Confederate card, but it is a hold. Play against any Union formation that just activated with a maneuver order is using the redeployment event card. Let's see. The formation group reduces its movement allowance by the rolled number. Regardless of the result, units may still use minimum movement. So no effect. Shaken. And, you know, You know what? I think I'm just going to ignore this because I'll probably forget this crap anyway. I'm going to use this for its default event. I'm going to bring that cannon right back up to this ridge. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to cheat this out because I want this cannon firing over there. And when I get a activation, I want to activate this Pegram. I keep forgetting it. Pegram. I want to activate this set of Pegram cannons, and I will blow the hell out of some of these Union guys, so I need him up there. He's got a lot of strength to him. But all right, that started pretty well. We got some infantry moved up. We got a cannon that was just bouncing back and forth. I guess he got bored and maybe he's eating a crayon or two and got a little distracted, but now he's back up on the ridge and he's good to go. We do have a good chunk of core activation left, or actually there's not really too many in the deck. And this one right now, most of these cards still are event cards. Even though I did fewer in my game, I've reduced them by 2 for each because I'm not picking the key event cards for each side. That's still 12 of the cards being event cards. And then I think it was something like 6, 7 other cards in there. So yeah, the majority of them, about a third, are core cards or other things. Most of them aren't though. Most of them are going to be events. So we'll be doing a lot of default stuff right now. But yeah, you guys definitely put down in the comments. Let me know what type of strategy I should go for. I'm trying to decide to do what I'm really thinking with the the Union. I'm going to take the cavalry and I'm just going to charge them in. Right down here, somewhere around here. Maybe these guys bring in this other one around over here. Try to maybe flank them. Maybe use the hill as an advantage. Just do whatever damage they can do because the Union just needs to hold tight for a little while because they have a good chunk of reinforcements coming in, especially next turn and the turn after. They get a huge amount of troops on the board. So if they, whatever damage they can do for now, they get to swarm them. Confederates don't get a whole lot until many hours later. Let's see, we start at 9. This is the 9 o'clock hour. So yeah, it's the 10 o'clock hour, the 11, and it is until 12 where the Confederates actually get a good chunk in, but they're going to be coming in, you know, over here off map somewhere. So it'll still take them a little while to get stuck in, even with a couple of movement orders. So yeah, Union, I think it's going to behoove them just to do whatever damage they can do because they'll have a turn or two just to bring their forces into position before the Confederates have that time. Confederates, since I think they've got a little better position here on the ridge, I'm going to try to exploit it, just shoot whatever I can, cause some damage, maybe blow away these cavalry if they try to move down in. See if we can break some of these cohesion ratings because, yeah, these guys right here, they're the 3 of them, they're supported because they're all adjacent right now. But say, for example, this middle one got taken out, these 2 lose their support and their cohesion rating is going to go down by 1. That's huge when their cohesion rating is only a 2 as it is in the first place. So that would really hurt those guys. It does behoove you to keep your brigades together as much as you possibly can. All right, but you guys stay tuned for that. I will have that video coming up soon. And we'll see if the Union or the Confederates are going to win out at the Battle of Gimpy Ridge over here. All right, you guys take care. I'll catch you in the next one.